setting new standards in podcast excellence. You have joined the WBT, fully focused on business and taxes. Here is your host, Michael Lodge.
WBT, this is Michael Lodge. I'm glad that you joined me. The topic, debt. Your debt. I'll be right back.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
I've approached this subject so many times over the course of the last 2 years because what I'm seeing is that a lot of you are not focused on your debt. You're not focused on your personal finances. This is very troublesome to me. Let me tell you the reason why. We're starting to see an uptick in pre-foreclosure or foreclosures on homes. 32,280 U.S. properties started the foreclosure process in March of 2019, up 9% from the previous month. So we need to focus on your debt. I'll tell you another thing that's concerning me is that credit card spending has gone up by 5% from last year to this year. We have a problem. And it's because you have not sat down and put together your financial budget for the year. Vital, I'm telling you, because if you don't know how much you have available to spend and what you're spending it on, you are overspending. You may, based upon your spending, you may not even qualify for that home loan anymore. And when we see an uptick in foreclosures, we have a concern. Doing your budget for the year, sitting down and looking at all of your income streams that are coming in, all of the expense streams that are going out, your credit card debt that needs to be focused on, your home debt that needs to be focused on, your auto loan debt that you need to be focused on, the amount of money that you're spending, you're probably over the amount that you're bringing in. That is bad business. That is bad stewardship, which means that you really don't understand your finances. Now, I'm going to make you feel guilty in this podcast. I'm sorry. You may turn me off. Too bad. I'm going to keep on going because I am so concerned at the moment that as the economy becomes strong, American debt becomes bigger and they are overspending. Come on. Wages have gone up. Taxes have come down. There's more money in your pocket, but you're spending it instead of saving it. You're spending it instead of paying down that debt. If you're just bringing out your credit card and buying, you're not being a good steward of your finances. Single, married, living together, I don't care who you are, get it together and get your budgets in place. It's not too late. You can start right now. You see, budgeting is what businesses do all the time. We sit down and we look at our revenue stream, what we're selling, what we're producing, what the cost to produce it is, what the expenses of doing our payroll and everything. We look at that and we forecast it out for the year. And we try to live within that. And at the same time, we're trying to keep our expenses level but keep our income coming up. I've told businesses so many times, Just because you're losing money does not mean that your expenses went up. It probably means that your revenue went down, which is the same case in families. Listen, you need to focus on your revenue stream. What do you have available for you to spend? Wisely. And that's the key word, wisely. How much money do you have to spend wisely? And then look at your expenses of what you need to survive, which means your housing, your electric, your utility bills, your phone, food, and that is your core. Whatever else that you spend it upon, make sure you have the money for it. First, you take care of your needs, what you need to live on. And you don't even focus on the wants. You don't focus on the wants until you know that you've got the cash to pay for it. The ability to pay for it. So many of you are taking summer vacations on credit cards. 19%. How stupid. Sometimes we need to forego all of the cool stuff, all the fun stuff, because if our homes are going into foreclosure, if it's on the rise, and if our consumer debt, our credit card debt has gone up by 5%, we have a problem that we need to address very quickly because it can get out of control, and then you have nothing. And listen, I listen to more divorce cases in mediation where the crux of the whole matter came down to what destroyed the marriage was the finances. And then the communication process goes crazy, and then it ends up in divorce. I remember in my tax practice, when we had that period of time where everybody was out there buying homes, they were buying second homes, third homes, because they could get it with all these dummy loans, right? All these what we used to call lie loans. You could lie about anything and get a loan. So they were overspending. Then we came to a period of time where everybody was losing their homes. It was like 1 year after another, 3 years in a row. Good times people were out there buying. Then people were losing their homes through foreclosures. And then the next year, what do you think happened? I had a whole bunch of tax clients coming in that were divorced. They still come in together because we need to settle their tax issues, especially when they're divorced, and look to see exactly what the divorce decrees say about who gets what. But that's what happened during that bad time where everybody was investing so heavily. They thought that the homes were going to go through the roof and they were going to become millionaires. And then the next year, everybody was doing foreclosures. And then the next year, everybody was going through divorce. Right now, the biggest debt that people have is not just their home, but it's that emergency debt called healthcare debt. In other words, deductibles are so high. Some of them are up to $9,000, $10,000, $13,000, even more sometimes. The deductibles are so high that all that money has to come out of pocket, and then it becomes debt. And it's ugly debt. So this is my concern. If we're seeing an uptick in foreclosures or pre-foreclosures, do something about it. Don't get to that point. You still have the ability to sit down and work on your budget and work on your financial plan for the remainder of 2019 and into 2020. You need to be good stewards of your finances. If you've got children, you have a responsibility. If you have a wife and a husband, you have responsibilities. If you have a house, you have responsibilities. Listen, I tell you, a long time ago, I stopped using credit cards. I stopped probably about 5 years ago. If I don't have the money, I don't spend it. I have no debt. All my cars are paid for. I keep them running smoothly. I keep them maintained. But I have no debt. And the only way I've done that is because I had to make a change as I was running my business. I decided, you know what? In the business, we are not going to buy anything on credit. Everything is going to be cash basis. If we don't have the money, we're not going to buy it. If we need that computer, we'll wait until we have the money to buy that computer. We'll limp along until that happens. Limping along isn't very much fun, I'm telling you, but I decided at that time that I was not going to use credit to do all of this fancy buying. So I took my business that way. My business has no debt. And I also took it to the way to on my personal side where I have no debt. So the problem with Americans is that they've seen all this money rush through their accounts because they got a wage increase, plus they got a tax deduction on the rates. A tax rate reduction, And so they've got a little bit more cash in their pocket. But instead of spending only the cash that they have available to them and putting money away, taking those tax refunds and putting them into an investment account or into an IRA or to a 401k or paying down debt, which they should do is pay down that debt, they bought it. So they went out and bought their Louis Vuitton, bought their new Nikes, bought their vacation to the Bahamas, instead of taking and being smart with their money and paying down debt. That should be the focus of every single family who has debt out there, to bring down their debt. So they have no debt. You need to be debt-free. If you need help, send me a text at 818-252-5682. Again, the text is 818-252-5682. Send me your questions, send me your concerns or remarks, or if you need help and you need to set up an appointment to sit down and put together a budget for you, send me a text at 818-252-5682, and I will respond to you as quickly as I can. Let's get it together, guys. Debt is evil. Debt is something that you need to control. Be a good steward of your money. This is Mike Lodge. I will talk with you soon. Again, send me a text at 818-252-5682. Also, I have a book out. It's on Amazon.com, and it's called Ethically Thinking. It's Not That Hard. Go out to Amazon.com, purchase the book. It's very cheap. Pays for my dog food here in for the Buddy and Skippy and Zoe, the three brats of this house. It's a good book. I wrote it because I had been affected by ethics. People had done some things and touched my life. We all have had that feeling. So I wrote it really for myself to get all of this anger out, because ethics, and when unethical things happen to you, it can devastate you, but you need to rebuild. Go out there. Amazon.com, Ethically Thinking. It's Not That Hard by Michael Lodge. Okay, everybody, go out and have a good day. Oh, also, I want to tell you, today we have that big Mueller hearing on Capitol Hill. Turn your TVs off. Don't listen to any nonsense. Listening to negative and hateful news doesn't do you any good. Stop it. Focus on your success. Get your budget in order. Let's get it together, guys. I'll talk with you soon.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com. and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
This podcast has been produced by Michael Lodge, totally focused on